Hey, what's up, guys? Twintuitive 717. I am back with another reading. I hope you guys are doing incredibly well as always. I'm going to dive into the Divine Masculine Collective, and I actually want to ask this deck what his true feelings are for you, Divine Feminine. So, whenever you find this message, we're going to dive into the Divine Masculine's current feelings for you, their true feelings for you. Okay, so we have healing family issues. So, right now, you need to know that this connection between you both, there's a lot of triggering that comes up when it comes to healing family stuff. So there could be a lot of themes in your dynamic around kids, parents, siblings. I feel like what your masculine's trying to communicate to you is that I've made a lot of mistakes. That's what I'm hearing, guys. Like, I've made a lot of mistakes. I didn't mean to behave in those ways. I feel like someone's taking a step back, and they want you to know that the reason they're taking a step back is because they don't like the way that you guys communicate with one another. They don't like that they have a short temper. There's certain things within them, like this connection is forcing it's forcing them to confront a lot of deep feelings that they haven't had to think of, why do I react that way? Why do I have a particular attitude about, women, for example? I sense that a lot with the Divine Masculine, because I do see that as they forgive their parents, or as they forgive certain things that maybe occurred or happened to them growing up, that it also heals the communication between you two. So I don't know what's going on, guys, but I do feel like you guys might have had some recent conflict where it pushed you into a separation, and it's something that consistently comes up and it affects the connection, okay? And I also have been sharing and picking up readings where a lot of your Divine Masculines are trying to break away from the influence of family and friends. Maybe parents having too much of a say in their personal life. I do feel like whoever this masculine is, they've been wanting to move closer towards you, but there's obvious reasons why it would be strange if you two connected. And I feel like the more this masculine digs, the more they realize man, I'm really still making a lot of life decisions for my parents. You know what I mean? So somebody's working on their autonomy, and I feel like this is a grown man, but these dynamics still exist, guys. I feel like this is a masculine who appears to be very close with their family, but behind closed doors there's a lot that needs healing within these dynamics. I feel like too many people have a say. There's sometimes too much closeness, so boundaries get I'm hearing override. So they're people too close to them can override their boundaries, and it's been affecting your connection. So if you are someone who, you've been in this dynamic with your masculine, you yourself, Divine Feminine, have had a lot of intuitive feelings about them being very closely connected with their family, and their family even affecting their ability to make decisions. That is currently being worked on while you two are going through some kind of separation. And look at that, we have engagement, which is your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. But I feel like in order for this engagement to occur, they need to engage with you more without being under the influence of what other people want for them. And I do feel like that has been overshadowing your connection, right down to a lot of your masculines being too comfortable sharing information, intimate details about both of you, just with certain people that they shouldn't be. And they didn't realize how much they shouldn't be sharing this, or they didn't realize how much maybe parents shouldn't be prying as much, because then when they do, they tend to want to say in how it is you live your life type of thing. So I feel like that is occurring for this Divine Masculine, and the more that they draw these boundaries with, I'm feeling like parents, because it does say parents on the card here, so that could be a thing for some of you. Like even right down to being, some of your divine masculines may even be in partnerships with like karmics that mimic the energy of like the parents. Okay, so the parents are really approving of this person in their life because this person in their life is also very agreeable and easily influenced and will do what they're told, type of thing. Okay, so I feel like the more they awaken to this, or the more that they crave distance, or they want to think for themselves, the more things tend to ascend between you two, because now there's a lot of truth and there's a lot of clarity that's coming up. And another message here that's coming through is like there's this feeling of being uncomfortable. And I don't know why this is going to sound really weird, but it's like recognizing that the person that you're with actually does mimic that energy of, it's like being, you know, in a relationship, sort of like how your parents are in a relationship. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you look at the relationship you're in, you're like, oh my God, I've become my mom and my dad. That's the type of energy that I feel like your masculines are starting to feel, like if they are in some kind of connection. And a lot of you are picking up on this, divine feminine. It's like this connection that they're in is starting to fade, because as they heal themselves, that part of them just fades away, right? So it's like there's certain things that they're just not resonating with anymore. Just right down to the life that they've built for themselves. It's like someone's looking at their spouse or partner and realizing, like, gosh, I kind of, so to speak, like married someone who like my mom wanted for me, or my parents wanted for me. I didn't even really want this, but because there was so much underlying pressure to just go through with this or do this, that's why I might have, you know, chosen this. That is some crazy stuff coming up, and it's awkward because I feel like it is the holidays, and it's, look at that, release your ex. I feel like this energy is coming up, and it's awkward around the holidays because many of your masculines may know that right now it's definitely the time to clear their energy because of this uncomfortable feeling that they're now feeling. Okay, I feel like 2026 is really going to kick off with this feeling of like any karmic relationships that are going on. It's going to really start feeling like a weird vibe, like very platonic, or the passion is going to fizzle out, because again, you're shedding this old version of who it is you are. And the more you heal, the more you ascend, the more you're drawn to your twin who's doing the exact same thing in their own ways. Okay, and we do have stay optimistic about your love life. And I feel like, divine feminines, this may be a message for you from your divine masculine, because they're currently letting you know, like, I'm being vulnerable here and letting you know, like, a lot of my messed up ways, the way that I can't communicate, a lot of the frustration in not being able to show up, it's because I don't even know how to make decisions for myself. So I feel like your divine masculines are trying to say to you, like, how can I show up for you, right? How can I show up and be a man when I'm not even fully a man. I'm not autonomous. I still have to run decisions by mom and dad, right? And they might be like well into like their 30s and 40s living on their own, and they'll still need the opinion of like mom and dad to do stuff. They may lean on mom and dad when they run into relationship issues with the person that they're currently with. And all of this is just really starting to rub them the wrong way. And your presence, divine feminine, really emphasizes this even more. Because whoever you are, you're probably mirroring a lot of autonomy. You have a lot of strong boundaries. You're extremely self-sufficient. You basically adult, divine feminine, you adult, okay? So I feel like now is the time that many of your masculines may be going through some of these realizations, okay? Okay, what else is in their heart space for you that they want to reveal? Oh, all right. Okay, so we do have that codependency card coming up. So there is that reliance on trying to heal family issues. They may also be in a situation where they have somebody else that's codependent on them, and that also kind of mimics and mirrors the whole thing. Okay, there's a lot of passion here for you, divine feminines. But they've got this to deal with. Okay, I feel like this is definitely confirmed with healing family issues, and we have let the situation unfold naturally as well, and that's probably why they're asking you to stay optimistic about this. Many of you, I feel like you, divine feminines, you get a very irritated feeling because you can see and feel from the obvious what's going on, right? And it's because you've maybe gone through a transformation of your own where you are self-sufficient, you are autonomous. But a lot of your divine masculines haven't really crossed over that bridge yet. They're just kind of in the thick of it, and the realizations are happening very slowly. So both of you are being called to just let divine timing do its thing. I feel like they're gaining clarity all on their own, and like, because the thing is, like, I feel like some of you, especially with release your ex, sometimes it might feel annoying because it's like you're in this, even though you don't want to be, it might be like you're in this waiting energy for them to heal the codependency, to heal family issues, because it's quite obvious that it's affecting the connection. But at the same time, the universe just lets you know, like on these twin flame journeys, like divine timing is always going to kick your ass. You know, it's always going to come back and let you know, like, you're not in control. I can't help but look at that reconciliation card, because I feel like it's easy to get caught up on, you know, this energy of just wanting to reunite in the physical. You know, sometimes all of this stuff goes down and it's like, it feels so deep and intense with your twin flame, yet they're living, like, you know, their life and you're living your life, and then there's this like middle gray area where you both can feel everything that's going on with one another. But that's just how it goes, guys. Letting go as well of control issues and letting it unfold naturally is oftentimes one of the hurdles for the divine feminines as well. And I feel like that's because physically the divine masculine's journey, when the awakening happens, physically it tends to move so slowly, but a lot of what's happening in their subconscious, like, it goes really, really deep, you know. And I'm seeing too, like, this family healing is really important for them at this time. All right, let's reveal a few more. Something romantic that he wants you to know, divine feminine. Because I feel like you're rolling your eyes, but at the same time, you are very patient. It's time to take back control of your life. And we have romantic feelings, and we also have attraction. So they're aware, and they want you to know that they're slowly but surely taking back control. And I always laugh at this card because it's like the unicorn can literally just get up and jump over this fence. But that's just to tell you sometimes it's not that easy. It seems really obvious and easy. But yeah, I feel like this goes really deep for them. There's so much that they can't reveal and they can't say. So it's like they're relying on this gray space for you to be able to pick up on it and feel it. But I do see, divine feminines, that the main message here, and the reason they hold on to your energy so much, is because they're outgrowing something else. And where they do feel that genuine romantic feelings and attraction towards someone that they've built up on their own from who it is they are, they feel that towards you. You and only you. Okay? Hear me on that. You and only you. Okay? But in order to get to you, I feel like I'm seeing a thumb. They've got to get out from under the thumb of, you know, I feel like it's all an illusion as well. Like, that's how they feel. But it's just about drawing boundaries. Let's get some oracle messages on what the masculines are up against. What do they need to do? What kind of actions do they need to take? What's coming up for them for healing? Okay, your masculine could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but just swords energy in general. Okay, maybe planning, strategizing, not to act so quickly, but to think before you act. Someone feels trapped. I think that's what this free yourself card here. That's the one of the biggest things that they're going through right now, is trying not to feel overwhelmed and trapped. But many of you might be feeling, or lately, this dull type of energy. It's your masculines kind of squirming their way out of the healing, I want to say. I mean, that's a tough one to be up against. You know, they need a lot of self-care right now. I feel like they're exhausted with a lot of the information that's coming through. And they're going from feelings of standing up for themselves and what that might mean, or what they'll have to sacrifice in the process, versus choosing themselves. Okay, so they are being guided just to take it slow and just to observe. Okay, I think I saw the twin flame card too. We have that distance card popping up from yesterday's reading. So I feel like it's important as to why it is you guys are at a distance right now, because they've got a lot on their plate. They've got to let go of some stuff, come to terms with some stuff, but it's this whole journey. It's not just the romance or the relationship between you two, but the twin flame journey makes us look at, you know, ourselves as well. Sometimes the divine feminine comes in and triggers based off of your lifestyle and how it is you're living and your new fresh perspectives, and you know, on top of that, they're absolutely in love with you and attracted to you and passionate about you. And that's the thing. That's why divine feminines is they're drawn to you. You're a woman of influence in their life, whether these people like it or not, whether even your divine masculine likes it or not at times. You know, you are that woman of influence in his life because you're so drastically different from what he was used to, what he was brought up with, what he was born with. Okay? And just this connection to you alone brings about a lot of change with the autumn energy there. Okay? So, slowly but surely, okay? They're harvest energy as well, fall energy is about death and decay. So it's like, it reminds me of like a part of them is dying away, and this new part of them that's emerging, you know, I feel like maybe around the fall time of next year, that could be really significant in terms of many of you seeing this big change. Okay, them letting go and being a bit more autonomous. Many of you might see things coming up as well with that rebirth energy, divorce, separation, things of that nature. All right, guys, so that is what I have for this quick check-in. I hope you guys have enjoyed. You guys take it easy. If you would like a personal session, reach me over at hipsy.com. I'm usually on till about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single night. So, yeah, I look forward to connecting with you guys. Thank you to all of you who have been joining the memberships as well, guys. I really do appreciate you guys on there, and I'm so glad that those videos are resonating with you. All right, you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next check-in. Okay, bye.